that was disappointing. See, I don't know how to feel about this game. Do we say give credit to the Clippers? Kawhi and James Harden went off. Ivica Zubac was a monster on the boards. The NBA's top rebounder offensively. Do we say the Knicks should have put away Dallas much earlier last night when Dallas was bereft of Anthony Davis? Kyrie Irving just underwent surgery on his ACL to repair the torn ACL. I mean, it's just like such a deflating loss because of how they started the first quarter. You look at that first quarter, and you would think at the moment, wow, the Knicks are really off to a hot start. I would not expect them to look like this after a back-to-back. So you do all that, everybody's passing, the ball movement's insatiable, open shots from here and there. Cam Payne was knocking, I believe, finished the first half with 15 points. Karl Anthony Towns was on another level as well. He was making some great passes, but Mikal Bridges and Josh Hart were also, I think, the X factors. OG Anunoby also played well in the first half. It just looked like the starting lineup was cohesive with the scoring, with the ball movement, the passing. Bridges making his open perimeter shots. OG Anunoby for some, just like a complete revelation is that OG Anunoby is just developing these drive moves, these post moves, while Jalen Brunson's out. And I really hope that OG starts to put it together. Knicks were defending well. Kawhi was missing shots early. The Knicks, I mean, aside from the Knicks being hot from three and just from overall the field, the Clippers weren't hitting their shots. The Knicks were starting to double Kawhi on basically almost every possession, not so much in man-to-man, but doubling his side of the floor. James Harden was not making his shots early on. I think the Knicks really rode that. But I think once they got to the bench, the energy was a little bit deflated. Tyler Kolek, first of all, must I say, I thought he had a nice impact in the first half. Was he this great player overall in the game? No. He did finish with a minus 14 and minus 14 on the net rating and 7 assists overall. One thing that I do think will have to be fixed with Tyler Kolek, and this will come with time, this will come with confidence, is shooting and looking at the basket. Kolek is great at reading a defense. I think he's a smart defender. But on terms of offensively, I think he's going to have to look at the basket more. He's great at manipulating defenders. He's great with fakes. He's great at getting guys open. He's great at controlling, motioning for offense, putting guys in their spots. And I actually think when the Knicks have Tyler Kolek out there, they run an actual offense. I mean, Cam Payne did more than fine tonight for his first half minutes, but when I get into the second half, it was a completely different story. But you saw in that second quarter, the Knicks started to turn over the ball a little bit. It was interesting because Tyler Kolek made his first NBA turnover, I believe, in the second quarter, like early minutes. And I'm not going to say that the game fell down from there, but it was just like, what a surprise, because Kolek the past two games, no turnovers at all. I think he had something like 22 assists. Could be wrong on that number. It was like 22 assists in the combined 3 games, but no turnovers, or at least one if you want to count tonight. But Kolek, I love Kolek. He's probably going to get more minutes. Not probably. He will get more minutes with Cam Payne being out. We don't know if Deuce McBride's coming back Friday. But he just has a great feel for the game. And I think it's been a shame that Tom Thibodeau has kept him out this long. But regardless, the game, being out of his control was not, I should say, the game overall being lost out of the Knicks' perspective wasn't really on him. And you saw towards the end of the second quarter when Kolek got subbed out, and I'm not saying this is a major reflection on Kolek or Cam Payne, that the Clippers started to make a run. They ended the second quarter down by only 1. It was 55-54 at the half. They were down 13 in the first quarter. And it just felt like that the bench was not nearly existent tonight. I mean, you look at Mitchell Robinson, he was a minus 22. He was absolutely non-existent. He was being dominated by Ivica Zubac. He was late. He was just misreading offense. He was playing too far up. He was helping too much on certain plays. It just didn't look like the energy was there, and it's quite surprising because he didn't play the first half of the back-to-back. He didn't against Dallas, and the Knicks are going to continue to do that, whether obviously Dallas was the less important, should I say, opponent, because the Clippers tonight, with a win, the Knicks would have clinched a playoff spot. They haven't, and I'll get to that in a minute. But it just didn't. I just didn't like his energy, and that's not so much a reflection, talking about effort or this, that, and the third. But something didn't seem right with Mitch. And as I said, it's weird enough that it's like if he was playing double back to back, and we talk about the conditioning and all that, him still trying to recuperate from injury. We saw the last game that he played that he looked really good. I believe it was against Washington, but I don't know what happened to him this game. He was basically invincible, and he gave basically if he didn't play tonight, he was basically the Knicks would have been just the same or maybe even better off. Sucks saying that way, but also another note in terms of the bench as well. Landry Shamet, although he made I think it was like 2 3-pointers, he's just not consistent. He's just not consistent. He's a small defender, playing the 2 and the 3. Inconsistent shooter. Just basically when he's effectively out there for shooting purposes and his shot's not going down, he's basically he's basically useless. Like we're trying to see these things with Shamet. He only took 5 shot attempts and all of them were threes. 2 rebounds, 2 assists as well. Minus 29 from the floor and 3 fouls. He's just small. And like I'm not crapping on Landry Shamet all the way, but it's like if the Knicks really need bench production in the playoffs, is he really the guy you want to go to as one of your key bench players? I mean, obviously the lineup could possibly be adjusted when Jalen Brunson comes back, but Shamet's just not ideal. There was like a point like about a week ago where like, oh wow, his shot's finally going down. He's making impact plays defensively. I didn't see that tonight. I didn't. He wasn't making plays on Kawhi. He wasn't making plays on James Harden. Just invincible. Lack of any scoring output outside of 2 threes. And the Knicks, with Karl-Anthony Towns and OG Anunoby carrying the major load from the starting lineup, was just not good enough. And I think we've said this way too many times about the bench this year. It's not good enough. Deuce McBride obviously is hurt, but Cameron Payne also is hurt. But Shamet, Kolek's going to get better with time, I believe, in the confidence thing. There's no excuse for Landry Shamet being played as poor as he has. Precious Achiuwa only scored 6 points tonight. I mean, he's not going to give you much there. 3 rebounds plus 2 from the field. But he's not a major plus either. I mean, we really saw him come off the screen, miss a wide open mid-range shot. And we know we know what to expect from Precious Achiuwa at this point. But my overall thing here is I'm actually starting to get a little concerned a little bit about the Knicks. Not just in terms of play and all that, but we're running on fumes at this point. Cameron Payne, and I'm not going to say this is like due to overuse and this, that, and the third. Cameron Payne's out. Jalen Brunson's out. Deuce McBride's out. You saw what DeLon Wright basically brought in the second half, fourth quarter. That was nothing. You're getting no advantage. You're going to have to play him. You can't play Tyler Kolek at the point guard position for 48 minutes a game. That's absolutely ridiculous. The hope is that Deuce McBride comes back, but if we're being fully transparent here, the offense really doesn't flow with Deuce McBride out there. He's not a point guard. I don't think he has a great feel for the game as a point guard. I think he's better playing off the ball, playing next to a point guard who really could distribute. If you have some minutes at least where maybe you have Deuce and Tyler Kolek for the next game, obviously we'll see how many minutes Deuce McBride plays coming off an injury, if he even comes back, first of all. But the Knicks are going to have to get really creative with the point guard position until Jalen Brunson comes back. He's supposed to be reevaluated next week. Hopefully he comes back. But yeah, the Knicks are. I'm concerned about this team running on fumes. You have Mikal Bridges playing 40 minutes. That's not sustainable. Karl-Anthony Towns playing 39 minutes. Josh Hart playing 34 minutes. I mean, that's less than usual for him. I'm just worried about the stamina of this team and the injuries coming at the wrong time. It may not seem like a big deal. Campaign, and this is about the lack of depth too. It's Campaign being the crucial contributor despite times where I criticize him and say, you know what, this guy can be either really hot or really cold. He was really hot tonight, and the Knicks really missed that. Tyler Kolek still, he has to find his confidence with his shot. The Knicks missing Jalen Brunson as always, or at least that's been the case. So I'm not like angry that this team lost. I'm just I mean, you could tip your cap to the Clippers, say, you know what, good game. Friday's got to be the game to get. And I think the Knicks are fortunate because the Pacers just lost to the Lakers at home. LeBron James had a tip in at the buzzer. The Pacers would have been 2 games, I believe, 2 games back of the Knicks for that 3rd seed, and that would have spelled a lot of trouble. But the Knicks will be playing Milwaukee on Friday at 8 p.m. No Damian Lillard. He's out with blood clots. Prayers up for him. He's out indefinitely, which could mean he's out for the playoffs, but that's another thing. Again, prayers up to him. Hopefully he gets better. That's not an easy thing to handle. Giannis is out. I think he was out against the Nuggets tonight. Well, we don't know if he's playing Friday. And my hope is that the Knicks take care of business. Not so much taking care of the business in terms of the win, but also as well, just take this team out early. Don't let them hang around. Don't let them hang around like Dallas did. Don't waste your energy fully. Just take them out in the first half. I'm not saying the game has to be won by 50 or 40 or 30. If they're win this game by at least double digits, 15, 20 points, if Giannis is out. Because you don't need to strain the starters further. We're already down a couple players. Knicks need to clinch this playoff spot. And they need to, and the Knicks have 10 games left. That's the idea. Let the starters get a little bit of rest. Let the starters, without Jalen Brunson, try to build on that chemistry a little more. The starters, at the end of the day, I'm going to keep repeating, the starters can't do the heavy lifting. There needs to be better bench production. And I think the Knicks didn't get what they wanted tonight. So they lost to a better team, a better defensive team, better offensive team with better players. Just got to call it what it is. Better bench, better depth, better contributors. But if you've stuck around with me for this entire video, hit that like button, subscribe to all the good stuff, which includes sharing out and turning on that notification bell so you know when I go live or I drop a new video. I'm hoping to have a recap for Friday's game against the Bucks. Also a Sunday recap for that game as well. Hoping for either Tuesday. I believe Tuesday I'm going to try to stream for the Knicks-Sixers game. Just try to get a live stream out there, and hopefully I'm also trying to plan out a NBA, more so Knicks playoff preview. That'll be coming up. I'll release the details on that when I start finalizing them. But I appreciate everyone's support. Talk to y'all later.